Alien vs. Predator. Mixed ratings. Directed by Paul W.S. Anderson. I watched it on Disney Plus. Lance Henriksen, who I thought was in Game of Thrones, but I'm probably thinking of Charles Dance. Colin Salmon, Ian Bremmer. Very weird seeing him in that. Also Colin Salmon. He worked with Paul W.S. Anderson on the first Resident Evil film and things like that. It's kind of weird seeing him and things like that because he's a good actor. He just does quite a few shit films. Anyway. Also weird seeing Ian Bremmer here because I don't think... I mean, I've seen Wonder Woman, but I didn't know who he was at the time, so... I was going, oh my god, it's what? He's playing a soldier? No way. Anyway, ahead of time, I seen a clip from the film where it was, one of the Predators going up against one of the aliens, and it looked amazing. Like, it was badass, and it didn't feel like, a cash grab or anything like that. It felt genuine. But then, actually watching the film itself, number one, it's boring. Number two, I didn't mind in Predator 2 when Danny Glover's character said, you're one ugly motherfucker, but when they said it in this, it felt forced. So that sucks. It also doesn't make sense. I mean, I get the, this came first and all, and also they did decanonize it, but the xenomorphs didn't exist until far in the future, which does make sense considering this film takes place in 2004. Because Prometheus is, like, the end of the film, you see the very first xenomorph being born. But yeah, they exist in this, and, time travel isn't a thing in the Alien universe, so I get that what they did was decanonize it for the Alien universe, whereas for the Predator universe, I don't think any of the films really had a connection anyway. Although, it's apparently one of the characters from The Predator is the son of Gary Busey's character from Predator 2. I don't know. But yeah, this was absolute shit. It's boring, and it just felt like a parody. I was planning on keeping the trend going of calling Savvy Predator, but I forgot. So we'll do it here. Binman vs. Savvy Requiem. Universally negative ratings. I watched it on Disney Plus. Reiko Aylesworth. I only learned how to pronounce her name correctly last night when I seen this. Robert Loy. Here's something I don't get. Reiko had left 24 to do this, and it's a shame because her character's great, 24 is great, and even though her character wasn't that big, it did leave an impact on the rest of the show, because it's how Tony's villain arc started. And part of me likes Tony's villain arc, but at the same time, it does kind of mark the downfall of the show, even though it kind of starts in season 5, and season 5 is the best season. But anyway, I feel like, I get that Robert Joy didn't have anywhere near as much screen time as Reiko, but still, the fact that she had to leave 24 to do this, whereas he didn't have to leave CSI New York, it's ridiculous. David Hornsby, very weird seeing him in this. Colin Salmon and Ewan Bremer and Chris Martin, apparently. They don't appear in this. There might be like archival footage that it was in it. I don't remember. I don't think so. I love that this is an 18. It's just a shame that the film itself sucks. Because, I mean, AVP1 was a PG, and people complained because every other Alien and Predator film before that was an 18. And for the most part was great. So, with this, they said, we need to make it an 18, and they did. And there's a lot of violence and even some fucked up scenes as well, and it's great. But the film itself sucks. One of the characters, I forget who's who. Someone he had a crush on died because the Predator had he went to throw I guess you would call it a throwing star at the Pred Alien, as it's called. On the film itself, just like a sort of fan given the name. He throws it and he misses, hits the one of the main characters' crushes or crush. And he's like, "You son of a bitch! I'll kill you for that." And it's just he's a simp. Like he could possibly fuck over the planet because someone like he really wanted to see this girl's tits. Like, go fuck yourself. The idea of the Pred Alien, I'm conflicted on because it does kind of seem like that. Oh, let's do this. It'll be bad. It's like when they decided to make Joker take the Titan in Arkham Asylum. They think, oh, it'll be cool, but it just isn't. But at the same time, it makes sense for the Xenomorphs to do that because that's their whole thing. You get the face hugger, it hugs your face, puts the baby in you, and then you have a chest burster that evolves into a Xenomorph. And he did that to... They actually gave the Predators names in AVP, and the one that had the Pred Alien was called Scar. So I don't like it, but it does make sense. There was a bit where not a facehugger, but a Pred Alien, or the Pred Alien, had planted a bunch of babies in this girl at the hospital, and you can see like a big bulge go down her throat, and it's just you didn't need to do that. That's a little too sexual. This is the first Predator film directed by a name I didn't recognize. The first one was John McTiernan, who done Die Hard. The second one was Stephen Hawkins, who he directed the pilot of 24. See a connection there? It was very influential because it, that influenced the rest of the show because he did natural lighting. I don't know if the like multicam gimmick, which it's overused, but it still is part of the charm of 24. I don't know if that was his idea, but it wouldn't be the same without him. And AVP was Paul W.S. Anderson. I looked up I figured they're called the Strauss Brothers. They're not even directors. I'm pretty sure this is the only film that they made. They've done music videos, and that's it for the directing. They're mostly, I think, visual effects or makeups guys. And something I found weird was that one of them worked on Lady Ballers. Like, for those who don't know, Lady Ballers is a film made by the Daily Wire. You know, it's not like a mainstream Hollywood film. It's the exact opposite. So it's kind of weird seeing someone who worked on an Alien movie do that. um, this film was way too dark physically, like brightness wise. And I get why you need darkness and shit, but the thing is that I found a solution from watching the season 1 finale of Veronica Mars. Now, this solution seems obvious, but I didn't think of it until I seen that episode. Night vision. Put it on the camera. Simple as that. If I were making a film or a show that required a scene at night and it's just too dark to see much, I put night vision on the camera. I think that's everything that there is to say. Yeah, this was somehow worse than the first one. At least the first one was so bad it's good. This is just bad. Safi's universally negative ratings. We'll go on TV soon. I watched it on Disney Plus. I think this was produced by Robert Rodriguez, which is why Danny Trejo's out. Although it was kind of obvious that he was going to die, like, pretty quickly in the film, considering he was doing Machete at the same time. Anyway, Adrian Brody. Anytime I've seen Alice Braga on, like, when Disney Plus will give you, like, when you go onto the film, it gives you a description, press play trailer, stuff like that. They'll give you a wee still from the film, and every time I saw her in the still, I always thought it was Michelle Rodriguez. I don't know why. Topher Grace, Wilton Goggins, Mahershala Ali, Lawrence Fishburne, Derek Mears. I like it, but it's not as good as the first two in my opinion. I had a feeling that since this took place in the jungle and the first one took place in the jungle, that it would have been too similar. But it actually wasn't. So thank God for that. Yeah, everything about this is not what I thought it was. Because before I'd seen any of the Alien or Predator films, all I knew about this was that it took place in a forest, and I had assumed that it was a forest on Earth, and everyone was soldiers, like proper soldiers, not paramilitary or private military or something like that, or prisoners. A couple of other things. I'm glad that they didn't use the, you're one you're one ugly motherfucker line. Sorry, I keep on. I can't even be bothered describing why I'm pausing and just being awkward. Topher Grace's character, the revelation of him being, I guess, a serial killer, was shit. Like, when you do a twist, you need to plant seeds, you need to have evidence of it. Like, an example of one that was done terribly is the revelation that Mark Ruffalo's character in Now You See Me was a magician. Like, there was very, very little evidence of it until the very end where they just reveal it. And when I seen it at the time, when I was, I don't know, 10, I thought, this film is amazing because of that twist. But I was watching a video, and I think it was a video about Knives Out, and the guy pointed out about how that twist is terrible because there's no evidence. I was like, oh shit, yeah, that's right. So you can't just do that, which I'm gonna rant here a bit and go off topic. I don't like the fact people keep on praising the twist in Sixth Sense. People kept on calling it brilliant and all that, but there's just no evidence towards it. Someone had said that, oh, he doesn't change his clothes. There's lots of films where the characters don't change their clothes. Like, that's not evidence. So yeah, they could have. I mean, if it were me, I would have just not had that subplot and just kept them being a regular human. And I get that, it doesn't make sense since why would they put him there when he's not, like, right? The whole thing of it is that all these people were kidnapped and put on the planet to be hunted. They're very dangerous people, but it wouldn't make sense for him to be there if he weren't dangerous. So I think they were just better off getting rid of his character. I'm finding it hard to say things about this because AVP and AVP2 were just I had a lot of things to say because they're bad. This is the only one that I'm going to review in this video that I liked. I'm just going to move on. Sadly, mixed ratings. Directed by Shane Black, who actually, he was in the original. He was the guy with the glasses that made a joke where it was like, oh, I was going down on my girlfriend, and I said to her, oh, your pussy's massive. Your pussy's massive. And she said, why did you echo? I fucked up the joke. And I'm just going to continue. Why'd you say it twice? I didn't. It was the echo. And Harry said it too, laughed, and that laugh was copied by the Predator at the end of the film when he died. That guy. So, directed by him, seen on Disney Plus. Sorry, nose all of a sudden blocked up. Starring Olivia Munn, Jacob Tremblay, Yvonne Strahovski, Gary Busey's son, playing Gary Busey's character's son, Thomas Jane, Keegan-Michael Key, Sterling K. Brown. I don't think 50 Cent or Edward James Olmos are in it. R. Ripley. I'm just going to go back up and go through a couple of these characters. Sterling K. Brown had this weird laugh that he would do at times where it's awkward as fuck, and it's the laugh itself is like not like a Seth Rogen laugh, because at least a Seth Rogen laugh has a hint of personality in it. This just doesn't. Keegan-Michael Key. I get that they had that guy, I forget his name, but he's a comedian and he was the pilot of the ship in... Hold on, I gotta say something. Sorry about that, I've just been invited to a siege match, so I'm gonna go as quickly as I can here. So you had that pilot from Alien Covenant was played by a comedian, but at least he wasn't acting like a fucking clown in Confident. Say what you will about that film. At least there was no attempt to be funny. This had, like, this was full of comic relief, and that was the main problem with it. The fact that the characters were constantly just pumping out jokes, and it felt like a parody. They made a puppet like thing where the Predator was up against Santa, his reindeer, and his elves, and that was better than this film. And it was mostly because of Keegan Michael Key. Anyway, Thomas Jane's character has Tourette's, but for some reason his Tourette's goes away all of a sudden when he's in battle. I don't know anyone with Tourette's, so I don't know if that's realistic or not, but it doesn't seem realistic. Also, there was a scene where he had a fit of Tourette's where he said to Olivia Munn's character, like her pussy, and she's like, "Sorry, what the fuck you say to me?" And instead of anyone saying, "Oh, he has Tourette's," they're like, "No, he didn't say that. He said you're being pushy." It makes no sense. I don't have anything to say about Jacob, Olivia, or Boyd. Just, even if they weren't trying to be funny, it probably still wouldn't be that good. Although something I do have to say about it that I think it props for, the violence, once again, amazing. The violence in Predators was pretty good as well, but I would say this was better, violence wise. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say.